And that's at the Surfside location? I'll take care of it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye.
Hey, John,
What?
what aspects of hearing healthcare does Medicare cover for a senior needing hearing aids?
That's an excellent question. And it's one that creates a lot of confusion because there's different elements of it. In our offices at Here Again America, we work on a premise. Patients come in to see us. They generally know that they're having some hearing difficulties or they're expecting that they do. And so the hearing test is a precursor to hearing instruments if they're needed. So we don't charge for that evaluation of their hearing. However, some medical disciplines and offices do. There are people that are in the hearing aid business, if you would, like we are, but they still charge for examinations. A lot of ear, nose, and throat doctors, they can bill Medicare for the examination. And then that office may or may not dispense hearing aids. And if they do, then the part of the examination that would have been built into the hearing aids is taken out. So it's all a little bit different. But here's the simple reality, folks. Medicare does not in any way pay for hearing instruments use in the United States of America. It's unfortunately a non-covered benefit. So though some people may imply that there's going to be some Medicare assistance or things like that, that's really not the truth. The truth is this: traditional Medicare has nothing to do with hearing instrumentation. However, we have the Medicare Advantage plans. And these types of plans, which fall under what's typically called Type C Medicare, many of them do have some benefits towards hearing instrumentation, and they do that to make their plan one that more seniors want to choose so that they get benefits. With these Type C and Medicare Advantage plans, this, in my 35 years in the industry, has been the most confusing element for the consumer because they might think it's Medicare doing this. It's not. It's their Advantage plan. It's their secondary coverage, if you would. And what happened is some years ago, these insurance companies decided they were going to get into the hearing aid marketplace. So what happens with many, in fact, most of these plans, is they tell the consumer that they've got this outstanding hearing aid benefit. And they send them in to see us, and the patient orders hearing aids at a discounted price. And seemingly, it's as simple as that. But that's not what's happened. What's happened is this: that consumer has purchased their hearing aids, not from me, the guy that practices hearing healthcare. They purchased the hearing aids from their insurance company. The insurance company pays Here Again America or the hearing healthcare provider, the hearing aid specialist or audiologist, for a set number of visits. And after that, it's what's called an unbundled system. Now, let me explain unbundled versus bundled for a minute. And I think this is going to be something that enlightens a lot of senior citizens and certainly their families. Traditionally, the hearing aid field has been a bundled field. And what that means, all services included. So a patient comes in, they make their selection of hearing instrument with the guidance of the provider, and they select the hearing instruments that are best for them, for their hearing loss, for their lifestyle, and for their budget. And included within that was the follow-up visits and lifetime in-office services for the hearing aids for at least 3 to 5 years. With an unbundled service model, there is no service. The hearing instruments become the same thing as buying a toaster. And where am I going to get the toaster the cheapest? But hearing aids aren't something that you just plug into walls. The things that we know about hearing aids are this: 99% of the success or the failure with hearing aids has little to do with the make of the hearing aids. The number one factor in success or failure with a hearing aid fitting is the professional, the provider that is guiding you through the process, the person that is both counseling you on what to expect and making the necessary adjustments and manipulations to your hearing aids to ensure success, and monitoring your ongoing hearing healthcare needs and keeping them matched up and in time. In the unbundled model, unfortunately, patients that I encourage should be coming in 3 or 4 times a year to have the hearing instruments cleaned, maintained, perhaps reprogrammed, have their ears checked for wax. The patients that have to pay for that visit, they skip it because they don't want to pay the out of pocket. They forget that they saved perhaps thousands of dollars when they bought their hearing aids. But now the product itself has to have the expertise behind it to make it a worthwhile product. Once again, in the bundled system, patients that know their visits are free, when the nice lady at the front desk, the patient care coordinator, asks them to come back in 3 months for a cleaning, and they know it's not going to be a charge, they come. And statistically, we have seen in the industry that patients that have regular visits with their hearing healthcare provider do the very best with their hearing aids. My name is John, and we're hoping to help you hear again.